Hey there, gamers all around. Welcome, welcome, and chaos, everyone.
Today we are building an Iida book nook area. So what I'm doing is I'm building out my wall. Here I am putting a door. I'm trying to find a really good door for Iida. And I'm building the foyer. Here I'm putting the bookshelves. Yeah, bookshelves in the room right here. Making the library area. And then here I am, I'm setting up the kitchen where I want the kitchen to be in the building. So later you see me change out the fridge and the stove. Put an ice island there. I was going to put a buffet table and I was going to put a bar. You see me get rid of the bar. And then I get rid of the foyer rooms. And then I put down tables for kids. Kids Sims, when they come visit this lot, they can do their homework. And then I add in chairs and sofas for right, other Sims. They come in, they just pick a book off the shelves, they go sit down and read. Here I am adding in lights. I wanted cool lights for Ida, so I add in cool lights for the kitchen, and then I just add in normal saucer lights for the ceiling for the library. And I put in blue carpet for the library area, and then I put in some nice wood for the kitchen area. You see me adjust the sofas and chairs a little bit so it's more nicer. You see me get rid of the bar right here, and I put in that buffet table there. Here's the wooding for the kitchen, and then I try to figure out a good wallpaper for the area. I ended up changing it later, but I had blue, white, and a little bit of brown in the build. Here you see me here change out the kitchen material a little bit. I wanted a more solid theme or consistent theme with the kitchen. I wanted it to be blue since the room theme was blue. And I was debating on changing the bar stools to a color, but I kind of liked the bar stool color as it came with, so I left it alone. You see me add change all the colors to brown or blue, depending on if that color had a swatch to it. And then over here, I'm putting out my trash cans in my mailbox. I make the staircase for the second floor. Here I am building the walls for Ida's home upstairs. And then I did try to put down a public bathroom on the first floor, but then as soon as I built the second floor, it deleted in the game. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to build bathroom stalls. So you see me, I try to put down a bathroom like a toilet, and then I try building walls, and I realized that's going to cost me too much money. So I got rid of the toilets. You see me now, I'm adding in the stalls. And I tried to put in a door. The game was saying, "Hey, there's no room." So I decided I'm going to delete the walls, make it an open space for the bathroom, and then put two sinks in there because there's two stalls in there. And then you see me here right about now. I add in the tile floor for the bathroom. I add in a different tile for the bathroom. It ended up changing the tile coloring for everywhere else in the build, but I decided to leave it alone because it's still blue and white, and that was the theme for Ida in his book nook area. So I decided I'm going to leave it alone. It works. You see me add flooring for Ida's staircase to his house, and then over here,
I wanted to incorporate Ida's richiness from his family, so I gave him the most expensive equipment in his house because I thought of Ida for this house, I thought of Ida for the business, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have him have the most expensive bed, the most expensive TV, the most expensive like dresser and end table windows. He probably would have the most expensive lights as well, and that's the one thing I didn't update because I kept lights all the same because it don't matter to me. I gave him a grandfather clock because I figured he's probably rich enough that he probably would have a grandfather clock in his house. So I gave him the most expensive TV. As you can see, I gave him the most expensive chair and the most expensive or living room couch. For the dining room, I wanted to give him something he thought would be elegant in his home, so I gave him the dining room tables that had the covers on it, and then I gave him chairs.
You see me putting in the cover on the table and then the chairs here. And over here for the kitchen area, I just set down my kitchen so that way I know have a visual. I have a visual for where I wanted the kitchen. And then I gave him a bar because I thought his family would have a bar. This family probably would be drinking a lot because I mean they have a lot of money. And then I put in the kitchenware stuff. He has a pizza oven, dishwasher, microwave, waffle maker. He can probably make his own batter if he wanted to with that thing he has, mixer. And then here's the bathroom. I just built the walls for her, and the door has the toilet, the shower, and the sink. You see me add in the tile for the bathroom and the walls, and I add in a little rug, and then I put in the coloring. I wanted to be unique for the coloring for the walls because I wanted to try to make it look different. So I had like a mural on the living room and in the kitchen. The kitchen is red and then the living room looks blue. And then I had everything else be white because this family wears a lot of white. Iida wears white. He has a lot of white on his armor, and I figured, okay, he might be into white. So I gave him a lot of white things, and then I throw in the windows here. I was trying to find a good window for Ida's dining room. You see me change it, and then I just added the window for the kitchen. You see me adding lots of curtains for the windows. I was trying to find a good one for the bedroom that was a little bit of a bitch. And here I am. I'm trying to add good window curtains for all the other windows. The kitchen was pretty difficult. I think I left that one alone. Then I added in a curtain for the bathroom. I added in one small detail that I did forget in Ida's house, especially Iida. I added in bookshelves because I forgot that he would probably have a lot of bookshelves. So I added bookshelves in his house, in his living room, his bedroom. Here I am adding in the roofs. The roofs was very difficult for me because I was trying to figure out what would be a good roofing style for the home. You see me trying to pull out as many roofs and finding the good one that I wanted to use. And I finally settled on I think it was the half gable or the gable roof. I pulled it out some and then I did the normal roof and then I think I might have did the gable again for the middle. Oh, okay. So I just deleted the roofs and then I added in just gable. So it's just the gable roof because I was trying to make it unified and look nice. Here I am, the last step that I'm doing. I'm trying to find the good wallpaper for the outside because I didn't want the outside to look bare. So I tried finding a good like blue and white outside wallpaper because I wanted it to look kind of cool, but I didn't find one that was good or fitting, if you would say, in The Sims especially. So I ended up changing the wallpaper from what you see now to the bricks, and I just ended up with lots of bricks everywhere. And then I thought that looked really nice, especially with the gable roof. And then here you see me exchange well, you see me do the terrain now. I'm adding in like a nice walkway to the business area, and then I add in a nice walkway, stone walkway to the house for Ida in the back. Okay, so for the tour, go in through the front door, and then you see on the right-hand side that there are lots of books, lots of seating areas, so your sim can go in and choose a book and sit down at a table or a chair and read out of, or even work on their homework. And then you see the bathroom back here, the two stalls, the open planning, and the two sinks. And then you see the buffet table and the kitchen, the blue kitchen with the cotton candy maker. And then you go outside back, there's the kiosk by the door, and then you go outside the front door and walk around the sidewalk, walk with the rocky pavement, and then go through the door, go upstairs, and you're in Ida's home with the bookshelves to the right, and then the grandfather clock right next to the bookshelf. And then you walk in, and then there's the living room space, the big TV, and there's another bookshelf right there. And then you go into Ida's room, and you see a big bedroom and bookshelf right there, and then there's his dresser. You can walk outside. Here's the dining room table, and then the kitchen, mostly white and black, with all the kitchen ware and the bar. And then there's another bookshelf there, and then through the kitchen, it's all white with black rugs, and you see the bathroom supplies, and then you go back out and you go back downstairs and through that door, and that's the build. So I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you for watching this episode. Unleashed a Beast and over and out.